So it's not gonna be one player, like, know what I mean? It's not gonna be like, most of these are not gonna be like players that are recent. So yeah, so I just gotta wait here for a second, gotta pull up something. Apparently not. Alright. So, hold on. So really sorry about this. My connection's not working, so I'm trying to pull up my script for this. Yes, I have scripts. Yeah, I have scripts, so yeah. So this might take a while. So, alright, shout out to Ravi Beast 35. If you're on the live stream, can you hear me? Say yes if you can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Because I have to have the live stream going. Can you hear me? Alright, so you can hear me? Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and start it. So best players from every NFL team all time. So first, Arizona Cardinals, Larry Fitzgerald. This one was difficult to see because he hasn't put up the otherworldly numbers as some of his peers, but Larry Fitzgerald has been quietly dominant in his own right. The big receiver is almost as difficult to cover as Calvin Johnson. It's not his fault that the Arizona Cardinals have put him in the quarterback purgatory during his prime. Alright, Atlanta Falcons, Deion Sanders. Before his championship years with the San Francisco 49ers and Dallas Cowboys, Deion Sanders brought his primetime moniker to fame with the Atlanta Falcons. Sanders was electrifying, but particular on his kick returns. At one point, Sanders was the best kick and punt returner in the league, leading the NFL in yardage and touchdowns in 1992. He was a pretty good cornerback to boot. Nobody in Falcons history can match his combination of skill and flair. He created a cult of personality he carried over to the San Francisco and Dallas and beyond. While we're in this, there's been a quick question. Do you like Quentin? No, I'm a homophobe. Alright, so then Baltimore Ravens, Ray Lewis. In truth, the most dominant player in Baltimore Ravens history is Jim Brown. However, since Cleveland has regained a professional football team since Art Model's Midnight Escape, Brown gets his place with the Browns. Hence, unquestionably, Ray Lewis is the most dominant player in Baltimore history. His singular focus on mentality and style set the tone for dominant defense throughout his tenure with the Ravens. Without Lewis, the Ravens would have won their first championship. He is arguably the best middle linebacker in NFL history. Buffalo Bills, Bruce Smith. If you followed the NFLs in the late 80s and 90s, two pass rushers really stood out. above the rest, Reggie White and Bruce Smith. The Buffalo Bills had one of the most fearsome pass rushers in the NFL on their squad back then. Having exactly 200 sacks throughout his career. The Bills were known for their high octane offense led by Jim Kelly during the infamous Super Bowl run, but Smith anchored that defense for 15 years. Carolina Panthers, Cam Newton. The Carolina Panthers have not been around for very long as a franchise, so the list is short when it comes to looking for their most dominant players. There aren't many players in their history who could be considered dominant, even if they had success in the past. Julius Peppers is an excellent candidate, but there's one who might be more dominant based on his talents at the quarterback position, Cam Newton. Another quick question is Mr. Skinny Barry. He has only been in the league for two years, but he has led the team to victory very often during that time. But Newton is very archetyped at the position. Part fullback, running back, receiver, quarterback, and raging bull. Newton has flashed spectacular ability during his short tenure in the league. Chicago Bears, Dick Butkus. In contrast with the Carolina Panthers, the Chicago Bears are a storied franchise with a rich history. The pool from which to cull the most dominant player is thick with the great ones. Who should we choose? Sid Luckman was another level in the 40s. Walter Payton was one of the greatest running backs in NFL history. Richard Dent was a dominant sack machine in the 80s, an underrated member of the ferocious Bears defense. But the most dominant of them all is one of the era's preeminent linebacker of his era, Dick Butkus. Cincinnati Bengals, Anthony Munzo. Perhaps Ickey Woods and his Ickey Shuffle as deserving of his nomination, but there can be no Cincinnati Bengal here other than Anthony Munzo. The big offensive lineman is considered one of the best in NFL history, a stout blocker throughout the 80s and in early 90s in Cincinnati. Quick question. Why did I want to tell my teacher to shut the fuck up and she doesn't own my... Because I hate school. Cleveland Browns! Best team in franchise history. There is perhaps no more dominant player during his time in the NFL than Jim Brown. The Cleveland Browns have themselves as a wrecking ball at fullback with Brown, who was devastating force out the backfield. He was NFL leading rusher in all but one of his seasons in that league. He retired early, and that's the only reason why he doesn't own many rushing records. Indeed, Brown is considered one of the best players in NFL history. He was truly a man among boys when he was on the field. Dallas Cowboys, Larry Allen. Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, Deion Sanders, Roger Staubach. These aren't all names likely allocated when discussing the best Cowboys of all time, but the most dominant. You know what? For the rest of this thing, I'm just gonna say team, then the best player, because I don't feel like reading right now. But I'll read for the Giants. Denver Broncos, Steve Packers, Reggie White. He's skinny. Houston Texans, J.J. Watt. Indianapolis Colts, Johnny Unitas. Jacksonville Jaguars, Tony Basil. Kansas City Chiefs, Derek Thomas. Miami Dolphins, Dan Marino. One more question. Sorry, Mr. Peters. But is Jonathan Kirsch Pops, and can you say Jonathan Kirsch for me? Adrian Peterson. New Orleans Saints, Drew Brees. New England Patriots, Tom Brady. New York Giants, Lawrence Taylor. Who better to represent the New York Giants here than the most feared pass rusher in NFL history, Lawrence Taylor revolutionized the outside linebacker position through the 80s and 90s. He anchored a great defense that would wind up winning a title with him on the bench. One of the greatest defensive players in NFL history. Taylor was an easy call here. And we're still on this YouTube video. So, yeah. New York Giants, Mark Gutowski. Okay. Oakland Raiders, Bo Jackson. Philadelphia Eagles, Reggie White. Pittsburgh Steelers, Jack Lambert. Jonathan Kirsch. San Diego Chargers, Danian Tomlinson. San Francisco 49ers, Jerry Rice. Seattle Seahawks, Steve Largent. St. Louis Rams, Deacon Jones. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Warren Sapp. Tennessee Titans, Warren Moon. And last but probably least, Washington Redskins, John Riggins. Alright, so that's it for the video. But since we're towards the end of the video with the person watching, you can ask 2 questions and I'll answer them on here. So what are the 2 questions? Gotta wait for the 2 questions. I don't think he's on that. Alright, so yeah, so that will be it for the live stream today. So I'll have more videos to you soon. Probably some more basketball videos soon, but for now I'll do football until the football season ends. So see you guys later.